Let's review one of the most popular fragrances from such an underrated niche house. Of course, I'm talking about Moresque Contessa. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and also make sure to follow my fragrance Instagram page. But that is right, guys. Today we're reviewing such an incredible gourmand spicy fragrance that I recently discovered, and I'm so glad I discovered this fragrance and this house in particular because it is so underrated when it comes to niche perfumery. And I just don't really see much talk about it. So hopefully I'm shining some light on this fragrance house because it is much deserved. Now, before we go over some information about Contessa, I do want to mention that this fragrance was sent out for review by one of my favorite discount websites of all time. Of course, I'm talking about maxx. maxx has some of the best prices, some of the biggest catalog of fragrances that you can find on any website. And I've been purchasing from these guys since the beginning of my fragrance journey over 2 years ago. And most of the fragrances you see behind me was actually purchased through maxx. They have some of the best shipping, free shipping most of the time, 2 days, and they're just absolutely incredible. So I'll leave their link down below where you'll be able to check them out, and believe me, you're gonna want to. This fragrance was launched back in 2016. And for the retail price, at least for a 50 ml bottle, which I believe is the only size it comes in, it will run you $290. So it is a little bit pricey, but at the end of the day, this is niche perfumery, so they do get up there in prices like that. The concentration with Contessa is an eau de parfum concentration, so it is a little bit higher in fragrance oils. And the perfumer behind this one is Andre Thero Casati, I believe is how you pronounce it. And I believe he's actually made most of the fragrances from the house of Moresque Parfums. So yeah, he is the nose behind this one. So with all that information out of the way, let's go look at the packaging and presentation you will get with this fragrance now. So take a look at this box. It does resemble the bottle as well, with the kind of gold to red gradient with like the paint stripes right there. The Moresque logo, Contessa. And this is within the art collection, which is a little bit on the higher end side of things in the lineup. On the bottom, you will find your barcode and probably a batch code to authenticate your product and see when it was produced. Some information on the back. These are made in Italy as well, which is nice. It is a slide drawer and your bottle will be housed right there, and you do get a Moresque Parfum card to just authenticate your product and go over some information about the brand. So yeah, the box is so nice. Now, looking at this work of art of a bottle, because that's exactly what it is. All these in the art collection are hand painted and they all look completely different because they are one off. Of course, you have the Moresque logo right there with some kind of like diamonds around. You have Moresque right there engraved. On the top, you will have like a red kind of gemstone. On the bottom, you do have your sticker, and it is see-through, so you can't see your juice inside, which looks like a color of orange, which is nice. The cap does not click into place, but it does hold on very snugly by friction. Nothing inside the cap, but it is very weighted. It might even be gold plated because this right here is actually real gold flakes, which is a nice touch. And yeah, that is the bottle presentation. I think it looks absolutely incredible on anybody's fragrance shelf. On the top, you have star anise, nutmeg, pink pepper, and bergamot. In the middle, you have ylang ylang, rose, and jasmine. And in the base, you have tonka bean, vanilla, ambroxan, and mux. Now, this fragrance is classified as a sweet spicy, so let's go and spray this one to test out the atomizer. Very, very nice atomizer. It is kind of pressurized, so you can't spray a little bit or a lot. In the opening of Contessa, it is extremely spicy from that star anise. Obviously, you have a bunch of spices in the opening, such as nutmeg, pink pepper, and the star anise, but you also have that bergamot note. But to be honest with you, I get no kind of citrus touch in the opening whatsoever. Just extremely, extremely spicy, which I love. I absolutely adore this opening. It actually kind of reminds me of like a Christmas kind of holiday setting. Almost like cinnamony as well. Just so, so nicely done. If you're looking for like a holiday vibe fragrance, Contessa might be one you would definitely want to check out. And to be honest with you, I don't have many fragrances that include the note of star anise, even though I love the way star anise smells. So it is pretty unique within my collection, and it definitely has a place. This will be a fragrance that I will 100% wear during, obviously, the quarter months, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but for sure the holiday seasons. Now, as it starts to dry down in the middle is when it does become a little bit more floral from that rose. Now, the rose to me is like a red jammy rose rather than like a clean, sparkling, sharp pink rose, which is nice. We also have that ylang ylang, which does shine a little bit as well. The spices from the top do not disappear. They pretty much last the life of this fragrance, which is awesome because that top note is what pretty much shines the most within the entire composition, in my opinion. As we get into the base of Contessa is when the tonka bean, the vanilla, and ambroxan come through as well. So you get that kind of gourmandish, spicy tonka bean alongside the creamy vanilla. Also another spice. So this fragrance is just full of spices, but you do get that ambroxan note too. Just kind of brings it a little bit more of a modern touch to the fragrance and boosts the performance of it as well, which is nice. Just all in all, a very good gourmand spicy fragrance. And to be honest with you, I'm not always the biggest fan of gourmands. If you know me, I'm not a big fan of By Killing's Black Phantom, which is one of the most popular gourmands on the entire fragrance market. Just doesn't work for me. This one, however, is right on my alley. It doesn't come across smelling like somebody cooking out or something along those lines, which isn't pleasant. It just smells like holidays. It's very spicy and very warming and cozy. I do own a couple from the house of Moresque Parfums, and this is by far one of my favorites alongside Sahara Blue, which I did review not too long ago, and that fragrance absolutely blew me away for being kind of similar to aventus, but I think it's a little bit more higher quality, which is surprising. And this one is also extremely high quality and does come across as very natural, especially like the star anise, the rose, the vanilla, and tonka bean. Nothing really synthetic about this fragrance to my nose besides that ambroxan, which is obviously a molecule, but it's used just to kind of bring a modernness to the fragrance and also, like I said, boost the performance, which this one definitely performs pretty well. So for seasons and occasions for Contessa, this is definitely a fall winter based fragrance. It's not going to be a fragrance you want to wear during like the spring and summer because it is very spicy, very sweet, very gourmandish, and very creamy, where it could actually become a little bit cloying, and there's much better options for the summer and spring weather because there's no citruses, it's not aquatic, nothing like that. So 100% fall and winter, and trust me, it's a staple for those seasons. So for occasion, this is also a very formal based fragrance. It's not juvenile, nothing like that. I can see it being good on a date. I can see it being good going to like a wedding and just something along those lines, or to maybe an office if you dress up or something like that. It will work perfect for, especially during the colder weather. I could just imagine going on a date, maybe walking around like the city during the winter when it's snowing outside, and this one being just so cozy and warming that your date would actually want to come closer to you and just get like that warmth from your fragrance. So yeah, perfect for those situations. Now for gender and age groups, this one does come across very unisex to me. Even though I think when you go to Moresque Parfums website, they classify this one as a feminine kind of fragrance, which it would work 100% on a woman as well, but definitely on a guy also, just because it's very spicy, very warming, and just very gourmandish, especially also with that ambroxan too, which does give it a masculine touch. But it does have that kind of red rose also that works perfect on a woman too. So yeah, unisex 100% down the line. So for age groups, this one is also on the mature side of things, just like occasions being formal. So I would say anyone probably 20 and up, this will just suit the best for in my head when I'm smelling it. But at the end of the day, if you're into fragrances, you can wear whatever you like, no matter the age, no matter the situation, but it just works best for a formal, mature person. So for the performance of Contessa, it was average from my testing. And how I classify average performing fragrances is 8 hours of longevity. And if it's below that, it's below average. And if it's above 8 hours, I classify it as above average. And that's how I kind of go off of the performance category of these reviews. So yeah, average performing, so it's nothing to complain about, nothing to worry about either. It's not a fragrance you're gonna have to re-up or reapply during the day or nothing like that. It will get you through a work shift or get you through, you know, most of the day, which is good. As far as the projection was also pretty good as well, but that sillage that it left when you're walking by someone is just phenomenal. They just get a bunch of spices as you walk by them, and it makes them want to actually follow you. It's that kind of fragrance with that sillage. So pretty good performing fragrance, and I think it's from that ambroxan that just boosts the longevity of it. So yeah, very good. So that's gonna do it for my review of Contessa by Moresque Parfums. Let me know down below if you've ever heard of this house, if you tried anything from them, and if you had, definitely give me some recommendations that I should check out next, because I do have some others from the house that I've been testing, and reviews of those will be coming up soon, because like I said, this is such a gem of a niche house and very underrated. But leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. And I'll catch all you in the next fragrance upload. Take care, everybody.